everyone, welcome back to part 2 of the series that I'm doing on self-sabotage. So this video is going to be really helpful for you if you ever feel like you tend to sabotage yourself a little bit when you're trying to lose weight and eat healthy and exercise more. I'm addressing this topic because it's something that I've been hearing from women quite a bit lately, that, they feel like they're getting in their own way. They often tell me, I really want to lose weight. I really want to feel better and improve my health, but for some reason, I'm just not doing what I know I need to do, or I'm doing it for a while, but then I just, get discouraged or throw in the towel or get in my own way. And so the purpose of this series is to help you figure out what are the reasons why you tend to sabotage yourself. And in all my experience working with lots and lots of women on their health and weight loss goals, I found that there's 3 really big reasons why we start to self-sabotage. So if you missed part 1, it is in the replay of that is in the Clean and Mindful Eating Facebook group. You can just kind of scroll through the feed and you'll find it. Or if you can't find it, just type part 1 in the comments below this video and I will get you the link to that. But even if you missed part 1, it's not an issue to go ahead and watch part 2 today. They're not like sequential. You can watch them in any order and it'll all make sense. So today we're going to talk about a second big cause of self-sabotage. And I just want to say that, if you have struggled to lose weight and keep it off in the past, if you've been on that, yo-yo diet roller coaster, this is the type of deeper mindset work that has probably been missing. And when you start to do this work, when you dig a little bit deeper into creating a healthy weight loss mindset, the results you get are going to be dramatically different. And so that's why this is so important. So if you're here watching live, say hello. I'm going to look at my computer here. I can't see the comments or the chat on my phone, I don't believe. I don't want to mess it up. So say hello if you're watching live, and I will keep looking on my computer in the chat box if you want to interact as we go. So here is the second cause of self-sabotage. It is that you might have unrealistic expectations of what it's going to look like to lose weight. And so here's what often happens. You start this new diet or new weight loss program, and you probably come to it with quite a bit of hope and excitement. I mean, how many of you have ever done that? Like you're going to try this new thing and you're just so excited about, how much better your clothes are going to fit. You're excited about how much better you're going to feel, about just how much more confident you're going to feel. And so we come into this weight loss endeavor with hope and excitement, and we're so excited for that end result that oftentimes we're not totally realistic about what the path to get there is going to look like. And that brings so much discouragement and all kinds of, negative thoughts and feelings. So, let me look at my notes here. Let's go over what the 3 biggest types of unrealistic expectations that I see are. So as I go through these 3, you might even want to jot them down because sometimes they can be a little bit sneaky or hidden. You may not recognize it right away. Oftentimes I'll start working with them and they're like, no, I don't believe that. But then as we get further down the road, I can tell that there's those old beliefs about what weight loss should look like that are creeping in. So you might want to just make a note of what these 3 things are so that you can be on the lookout for them in yourself. And hi, Anne. Hi, Debbie. So good to see you here. Okay, so belief number 1 or expectation number 1 that we often come in to a program with is how much weight you expect to lose or the rate at which weight loss will happen. And man, this is so common. We all start this new weight loss program and we have all these expectations. Like, I should be able to lose 20 pounds in 10 weeks. Maybe you come into a program with the expectation that, okay, realistically, I should be able to lose 2 pounds every week. Maybe you think, in the past, I was able to lose 10 pounds in just a week when I switched to clean eating. And so you assume that will happen again now. Other times it can show up as the expectation that your weight loss will be steady and consistent. You know, like, okay, week 1, I'm going to lose 2 pounds. Week 2 will be 2 pounds. Week 3 will be 2 pounds, and so on. And the reality is your body and your life and weight loss is not that predictable. It just isn't. Things happen, events come up, your body just sometimes like reaches a certain point and, you know, needs a little switch up. So it's just not that predictable. But the problem is that when you go into something and have that, like, you might not even vocalize it. It's maybe not something that you're saying out loud, like, I should be able to lose 2 pounds every week. But if in the back of your mind, there's that thought or that belief, then what's going to happen? You know, the minute that you get on the scale and it didn't meet that expectation, how do we usually feel? We feel discouraged. We feel defeated. We feel hopeless. And then all those thoughts start creeping into our mind. You know, it's not going to work this time. Oh, this is just like every other time. You know, I'm successful for 2 weeks and then it stops. Or my body, I'm just getting too old. It's not possible to lose weight anymore. Like there's this whole myriad of thoughts that just like come firing in. And they're not like conscious things. It's not like you're choosing to believe these things, but they just pop in pretty quickly, like in a split second. The moment you see that number on the scale, man, those thoughts start rolling in. And then that leads to discouragement and frustration. And then what happens? When you're feeling discouraged, frustrated, like a failure, hopeless, then it kind of begins to seem like, well, what's the point? Why should I keep trying so hard if it's not going to work? And that is when the self-sabotage begins to creep in, because you're doubting yourself. You're doubting what's possible because your expectation didn't meet up with reality. Okay, hopefully this is making sense so far. Will you just type number 1 in the comments if you can relate to this cause of unrealistic expectations? If you've ever noticed that maybe you start sabotaging yourself because your expectation was maybe not quite in alignment with reality. So let me know in the comments. Okay, Anne, thank you for letting me know that you can relate. And if you're watching on the replay too, go ahead and still let me know. I'll come back and check the comments. And you can let me know. You can put #replay so I can see that. Okay, Debbie, you can relate too. Okay, thank you so much for chiming in with me. So that is the first type of unrealistic expectation. The second one that I see is the belief that you have to go all in and be perfect in order to be successful. And so like how this usually shows up is this is what we've been taught on most diets. And so you approach this new attempt to lose weight and get healthy, and you assume you have to do what you've always done. You assume that you have to go all in. So maybe that means, you know, you're going to start drinking water, you're going to cut out sugar, you're going to cook healthy every night, you're going to start exercising. And there's that like unspoken expectation that you're going to have to do all those things starting on Monday, like all of them at once. Otherwise, it's not going to work. And so we have this like bar of success that's way up here. We think that in order to see any progress, any improvement, like we have to be up here. We have to be doing everything and doing it all at once. And also kind of along this line is that we feel like we have to be perfect. So the bar is up here. You have to make all the changes right away from day one. And even if you're doing 10 things really well, like you got your water in, you got to bed at a good time, you ate more vegetables, you got more protein, but you had a little candy bar in the middle of the afternoon, you gave in to temptation, we get so focused on, I slipped up. I had one thing that wasn't on my plan. And then the thoughts start to come in again. We start to think, I'm never going to be successful. I just blew my diet. We start feeling guilty. We feel regretful. We beat ourselves up because we feel like in order to be successful, we have to be perfect. And that's where that leads to self-sabotage, is when we don't meet that high bar of success, which, by the way, no one, including myself, ever meets that bar of perfection all the time. As soon as we don't meet that, we feel like we're a failure. We feel like it's never going to work. We're never going to be successful. And then, well, we might as well just eat what we want, because why work so hard if we're never going to meet that bar? So let me know, type 2 in the comments if you have ever seen this unrealistic expectation play out in your weight loss journey. And let's see, pretty sure unrealistic expectations is your middle name. Yeah. And honestly, like, it makes sense that those are our expectations, because all of the diets out there, a lot of the diet advice, the experts, that's kind of what we're hearing. That's the message that we're getting. And so I think that's part of the issue, is we don't even question it. We don't even question that maybe that isn't realistic, because there's so many people, so many programs that are saying this is truth that we just believe it. And so part of my mission here is just to, at the very least, help you question, okay, is that true? And that's what we want to do. We want to question, like, what is true? What is realistic for you on your weight loss journey? Okay, and Debbie, you can relate too. Great. Okay, so that is the second unrealistic expectation. The third one is that we go into diets oftentimes with this short-term mentality. And so what it often looks like, what's really common, and again, I don't think this is always like explicitly said. We don't say this directly, but kind of in the back of our minds, I think we think, okay, I'm going to go on this program for 2 months, for 3 months, however long. I'm going to work really hard, be really strict, follow it really closely, lose the weight, and then I'll be done, you know? And in the back of our mind, that being done kind of implies, okay, well then I'm not going to have to watch what I eat anymore. I'm going to be able to loosen up. I'm going to be able to start letting the sugar back in. And then what usually tends to happen is we never learned how to have a healthy lifestyle to begin with, so we don't know how to have a healthy lifestyle after the diet is over. And so it's that short-term mentality, like, I just need to be good. I just need to follow the rules for 2, 3, 4 months, reach my goal, and then I'm done. And honestly, you know, maybe this is or isn't what you really want to hear, but the truth is that people who successfully maintain their weight, it is always something that's a priority and that's a value to them. They value eating well, having a healthy lifestyle, and that it's a commitment that they're committed to for the long haul. It doesn't mean you have to be perfect all the time. It doesn't mean you never get to eat sugar or cake or a Christmas cookie. It just means that you're creating a healthy lifestyle that you will be committed to for the long haul. And it also includes losing weight in the same way that you're going to keep it off. You know, we're not doing something super restrictive just to lose weight for a few months and then what? But we want to lose weight in a really realistic way that you can continue it. So let me know, type 3 if you can relate to this unrealistic expectation. And let me see here. And that's a big one for you. The whole idea of maintenance is a farce. Yes. It's so important. It's not just maintaining, but it's having this healthy lifestyle, having like a new normal for yourself. And I say this often, especially within Emerge, but I think, you know, you think about what's normal in society. Like our culture here in America, what is normal? Eating a lot of fast food, eating a lot of processed food. We have billboards and commercials that are always tempting us to want to eat food. Every single social event revolves around lots of foods. And as a result, I mean, as a country, we have pretty high rates of obesity and a lot of chronic health conditions. And so, you know, if we just go with the flow with what's normal, that's where a lot of us would end up. If you want a different outcome, we do have to go against the grain a little bit. And it is a little bit more of that commitment to a healthy lifestyle. Okay, I don't know, Debbie, what accidental emoji is above you. I don't see that. So those are really the 3 common beliefs of unrealistic expectations that I'm seeing, you know, pretty like over and over again with the women that I work with. And here's what I also want to reiterate. You know, this isn't like doom and gloom. Like, you shouldn't expect that you can lose weight and be healthy, because I truly believe that it is realistic to expect that you can be at a healthy weight for your body. It is realistic to expect that you can fit comfortably into your clothes, that you can have good energy. It is even realistic to expect that you can, pretty significantly improve your health conditions, your blood sugar, your blood pressure, by making lifestyle changes. I see this happen every single day. So I fully believe it is realistic to get to that point. What we need to do, what the inner work for that healthy weight loss mindset, is to realize that the path to get there may not look how we always thought it would. It might be a little bit longer. It might be a little bit bumpier. It might be, the lifestyle instead of this short-term goal. And I think as the sooner we can accept that it's okay. It's okay that there'll be slip-ups. It's okay that it may not be as consistent and steady as we want. Then the reality is, what we say often in Emerge is that you can't fail. As long as you keep going on that path, you will get there. And that's, I think, again, like, this is the deeper mindset work that we need to do. And this is where the value of having a coach comes in, because I can help you recognize some of those thoughts that are popping up, some of the unrealistic expectations, some of the ways that, the way we're thinking and feeling might be negatively influencing our actions and the results that we're getting. So hopefully you have your list. Hopefully you jotted down these 3 unrealistic expectations. And my challenge for you over the next week would just be to really pay attention. Just notice anytime that you are feeling discouraged, anytime that you are having some of those negative thoughts in your head, just stop and pause and maybe even look at this list and just see, is it because you're not meeting one of those expectations? Because I will tell you, again, these expectations, they're not always things that you're are verbalizing specifically, but they're just creeping in because they're really deeply ingrained in us. So that's your action item, is just to be aware over the next week of how these thoughts might be creeping in. And then if you are ready to just dive deeper and to do this deeper mindset work, to learn how to eat well, but also how to have the healthy weight loss mindset, then that's what we do in Emerge. And I would love to invite you to join us in there so that we can really work through even more of these obstacles. So if you are interested in more information on that, the next step would be to book a complimentary call with me so that we can just talk about what your goals are. I'll help you kind of figure out what are some of those hidden obstacles that have been stopping you from reaching your goals. And we'll map out what a roadmap would look like for you to lose weight in a healthy and sustainable way. And then if it feels like the Emerge program would be right for you, then we'll talk about that as well at the end of the call. So I will put a link in the comments as soon as I'm done, so you can book your complimentary Lose Weight and Keep It Off breakthrough call. And other than that, if you have any questions for me about this topic of self-sabotage, any thoughts, any insights or ahas that you're having, I would love for you to share them with me, but with everyone else in the group. So just put that in the comments. I think this is a really important conversation. And so I want to hear what's landing with you, what's helpful for you, so that we can just continue working through this. And then next Wednesday, I will be going live with the 3rd video in the series. All right. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope to talk to you soon on one of those breakthrough calls. All right. Bye.